number one thing that holds photographers back from building their businesses and working with their dream clients is this. Too many photographers rely solely on referrals to get clients. Want to know a secret? I didn't have any referrals until I've worked with over 30 plus brands. I had no connections, no social media for my company, and yet I was able to build a 6-figure product photography business. This was no accident. I had a systemized approach that I'm sharing with you today. After you're done watching this video, I'm going to drill into your head that you don't need referrals, and in fact, they will hold you back and actually hurt you as a creative business owner. At the end of this video, I'm giving you tangible advice on how to actually build your creative business that will generate clients. If you're new here, my name is Chris Pieta. I run a production company and teach other creatives how to start and scale their own creative businesses. Referrals are simply dangerous. Referrals are not how you build a photography business. When creatives rely on referrals, they struggle to get their company off the ground. They live paycheck to paycheck, and they feel a constant stress from not knowing where the next client is coming from. If you feel like this, keep watching. Before I break down all the dangers of referrals, I do want you to know that there is a time and place for referrals, and I will get into that later in the video. So why are referrals dangerous in the first place? Well, I think the most dangerous reason is something that most people don't immediately think of when they hear referrals. Referrals instill a feeling of entitlement. When you're relying on referrals, you're saying that clients should come to you. You're so good that clients should be lining up to work with you. Entitlement will bury you as a business owner. If you go into business thinking that you are owed anything, you will fail. Let me tell you right now, you are not owed clients. You are not owed any business success. It's up to you and only you to go out there and prove yourself as a business owner. When you go into business with the mindset of, I'm great at what I do and people should work with me, then you won't get very far. You have to go into business with the assumption that no one knows about you and it's up to you to make yourself known. So many photographers fall into this trap of creating an incredible portfolio and designing a beautiful website. And yes, that portfolio and website are truly impressive, but no one's coming, no one's Googling your name, no one knows you exist. It's on you to make yourself known to the world. And a pretty website isn't enough. It's barely scratching the surface of what you need to do. And when you go into this photography business thinking you can rely solely on referrals, then you're in for a rude awakening. As photographers, and more importantly, as creative business owners, we need to focus on what's in our control. What does this mean exactly? We need to focus on activities that move the needle forward in our business. I'll get into this more later, but for now, know this. When we focus on things outside of our control, like the number of clients we get, we're bound for failure. When we focus on things within our control, like the volume of client outreach we do, we succeed. Keep this in mind throughout this whole video. Now, maybe you've gotten some referrals. Your friends saw that you bought a fancy camera, they see your Instagram posts and your photos are awesome, their uncle has a coffee shop, and they refer you. Great, this is a fantastic foot in the door opportunity. Do your best work for this client, provide an incredible customer experience, and you'll get a great case study from this client. But you'll also get something else, a false sense of confidence and a false sense of security. It's amazing that you were able to work with a client doing what you love, but the reality is that a referral isn't a reliable source of new clients. It's great to have it as an addition to your website for your client acquisition pipeline, I'll talk about later, but just getting a referral could instill this false sense of security that you don't actually have. You might get this referral and then expect them to refer you to their friends, but this is rarely the case. There's no predictable revenue here. You're just sitting at home with your fingers crossed waiting for referrals. And if you remember what I said earlier, you're not entitled to any clients. This world does not owe you anything, and it's on you to get that next client. Now, if you get this referral and you have the mindset that you have to be the one to be consistently finding new leads and selling them on your service, then that is great. But a lot of the time, referrals provide this false sense of confidence. What if you have 4 clients that you consistently work with and they're all from referrals? That's great, and that can be a decent living right there. But what if you lose a client? How will you get another? What if you lose all 4? How will you support yourself? How will you provide for your family? Are you going to tell your family that you're waiting for a referral? Everyone's talking about a recession, and if you know the right way to get clients, you'll thrive. And if you don't, you'll suffer. I don't mean to sound grim, I'm just here to provide you with what reality actually looks like. My hope is that you give yourself the tools that you need to succeed. My whole mission is to provide education and resources to help people live their dream. I love getting messages saying that you were able to quit your job from the resources I provided. That's the whole reason I created my program, Creative Biz Launch. Referrals can also make you feel stuck in your business. Let's say you still have those 4 clients and you've actually been working with them for 6 months now, but you're only making $3 grand a month total. Now, that's not nothing, but it's also not enough to quit your 9 to 5 to pursue your passion full time. So what happens? You keep working with them, but you feel stuck. You keep asking them for referrals and nothing shows up. You're trying to grow your business, but since referrals are outside of your control, there's not much you can do here. You can't control how many new referrals will come your way. You end up feeling stuck and you feel like you'll never be able to quit your job to do photography full time. Eventually, you burn out and you give up on your dreams. Again, I want to drill this into your head that you need to begin doing things that you have control over. You can't control referrals, but you can control cold outreach. You can control sales calls. Let's start talking about what we can do instead of relying on referrals. Now, at this point, you probably recognize the dangers of referrals. So, what is the solution? Our solution is going to be what most businesses do to actually acquire customers. They're going to put in the work to generate leads. We're going to figure out 100 different businesses that we want to work with. Then we're going to contact all 100, and maybe a few will agree to work with us. And we'll repeat this process indefinitely until we get enough clients to support ourselves. This is what I do, this is what my students do inside of Creative Biz Launch, and this is what you should do as well. Let me walk you through the components you need for a successful client acquisition strategy. Now, this process is actually really simple, but it's not easy. So the first thing that we actually need is a clear niche. And not just product photography, we need to dig deeper. Something like product photography for cosmetic brands. From there, we create our portfolio, then we create an irresistible offer, an offer so good that leads can't say no to, and then we begin our cold outreach campaigns. We reach out to dozens and hundreds of companies within our target niche, and then comes the sales call. In the sales call, we talk about how we can help them, then we sign a proposal, and then we close the deal. Everything I just outlined is 100% in your control here. That's what I've been trying to get across to you throughout this whole video. When we focus on what we can actually control, what we can actually do to move the needle forward, then we see massive success in our own businesses. I actually want to walk you through the right way to do referrals. Now, referrals can be good, but only if done right. I'll get into that in just a second here, but real quick, I actually teach this entire client acquisition process step by step inside my program, Creative Biz Launch. There's 80 plus video lessons in there packed with value. One of our members actually just closed a $3,000 deal within a month of enrollment, so that was super exciting to see. Enrollment is closed right now, but you can join the waitlist, so don't miss out next time we open. Link for that is down below. Now let's talk about effective referrals. How do we actually use referrals in a way that can help us rather than hurt us? Well, first we need a client base. Once we've used the client acquisition system I talked about to get 10 to 20 clients, we can begin incentivizing referrals. You know those emails you get from companies that say, we'll pay you $5 for completing the survey, or affiliate programs that pay you $20 every time a friend signs up using your code? Well, we're going to be doing the same exact thing here. After we finish working with a client on a project, we can offer them a referral bonus. This can be something like, hey, I loved working on the project together. I want to talk about our referral system. If you refer someone to us and they begin working with us, I'll send you $200. So here we're actually paying them $200 every time they get a client that signs on to work with us. And that $200 is going to turn into thousands down the road. You can also incentivize them with free content or other super valuable assets that you can offer. One last thing here, I have a free ChatGPT cheat sheet that has 13 different examples of how I'm using it inside of my business as a photographer. It's gotten over 350 downloads in just 2 weeks. Free down below, and it has the secret formula on how to prompt the software to get the best answers every time. That's all I got for you today. My name is Chris Pieta, and I'll see you in the next one.